Yasmin comes out in just a couple of weeks, and with her the start of year 4 for Street Fighter 6. And before we move on to year 4, I think it's time we look back at year 3, the highs and lows, and really what did Capcom bring to the table for Street Fighter 6 during year 3. Now, I think year 3 started out extremely strong with some of the highest points, some of the highest highs for Street Fighter 6's lifespan, because Capcom brought out, they started the year with Sagat, and Sagat was a highly requested character, a huge fan favorite. You have to remember that before Sagat we had Mai, we had Terry, two guest characters. A lot of people did not like that, and they were followed by Elena. I mean, Elena was a controversial character at best and ultimately didn't have a huge impact on the game to this day. So Sagat was a huge fan favorite, a character that people really wanted to play. But it was not only Sagat, they also brought out Outfit 4 for about 7 or 8 characters, and this felt like it was the last time where Capcom really tried to please everyone. If you are a Street Fighter diehard, you probably love Sagat. If you're a waifu warrior, you love the new swimsuit skins. Even the guys, Jamie, Luke had some really cool skins as well, and they brought a remake of the Street Fighter 2 Sagat stage, which to this day is the last stage that we have received, and year 4 we're not getting another stage, so that is kind of disappointing, but the stage was really cool. Now, when it comes to Sagat, I think the character himself had proven to be very successful. When Sagat first came out, he was a little bit controversial. People didn't really love the changes to his Tiger shots, and over time it was clear that Sagat have kind of moved over to a more of a brawler style. And love Sagat new gameplay or hate Sagat new gameplay, one thing that people always agreed on is that Sagat was damn cool in this game. I mean, how can you look at this uppercut and just don't feel hype, or like Tiger uppercut? He just looks so cool. And obviously, like you check out his multiple level 2s, and that stuff is just supreme coolness, right? Sagat is oozing charisma, and he's oozing coolness in this game. And Sagat was one of the characters that did have competitive impact. So if we're reviewing Sagat as a character, I think he's a massive success. His animations are great, his gameplay was different, but ultimately he left an impact. He had a huge presence in the online, in the tournament scene. A lot of people really appreciate and like how he plays, and ultimately Sagat was a huge success in my opinion. This was probably the highest point of that year 3 life cycle. And then we moved over into Crimson Viper, the second character from the year 3 pass. And Viper was a character that was kind of niche during Street Fighter 4. A lot of people really kind of like how she looks, but she was extremely difficult to play. Lo and behold, Capcom dropped Viper into Street Fighter 6, and she looks amazing. Viper looked super cool. And where a lot of characters get this stigma that they are being dumbed down and like it's modern gaming and characters have got to be easier and lose their identity, to everyone's surprise, Viper's Street Fighter 6 version is extremely faithful to the Street Fighter 4 Viper version, much more so than we would have believed initially, and Viper brought execution. For the first time during Street Fighter 6's life cycle, I was having fun watching streamers, watching other YouTubers trying out see Viper combo trial 7, like the advanced trial, and see them not being able to do like the heavy kick into the grounded OD burn kicks. That was actually kind of amazing. And for me personally, Viper hit super hard. On an aesthetic visual level, Viper is extremely my type in what I would like to play. And although her gameplay to me was a little bit alien, I never played like an extreme rushdown character, I will say she was different. Something I talked about in my previous video and a lot of people commented was like, what is Street Fighter 6.exe? And it's pretty much like the reliance on Drive Rush, the reliance on Fireball Drive Rush and that sort of stuff. But Viper brought something completely different. Viper pretty much plays her own game. Like, she have her unique ways in where she uses the drive gauge, and that is something that was really cool. For me, Viper became one of my mains and easily one of the most fun characters in the game. Viper is still a strike throw mix-up. She's still about getting you to the corner and applying strike throw mix, but the way she goes about it is different enough. Obviously with a feint as well and all of that, it was different enough to bring something new to the table. I had the suspicion that I was gonna like Viper, but I didn't expect to like Viper as much as I did. I was just about liking Kimberly because back then I have just done the Kimberly guide and I was logged on with Kimberly, but Viper Viper stole my heart, and to this day she is still one of my main character, and I absolutely love Viper in this game. So she is a big win for Mura. Now competitively, Viper didn't leave a huge impact. She came out in a state where she was decent but not super strong, and Viper is always gonna be a character specialist character because she does have a lot of unique tricks. I don't think she's fit for everyone's playstyle because she needs a lot of on-the-fly thinking and on-the-fly decision making that does require execution, so it's like needs a lot of muscle memory as well. So she's not for everyone, and there were a couple of character specialists, and hopefully we're gonna see more of Viper in the future. And then we moved over to the 6-month drought between Viper and Alex, where there is nothing coming out. We even thought that maybe Capcom is gonna drop a balance patch in December, kind of like what they did in the prior year, but not really. Like, they didn't bring anything. They went completely radio silent, and that part was just super difficult. It was a long wait where like pretty much nothing happened, and the idea was, well, we're not gonna change the game until Capcom Cup, which, like, I get it, but at the same time, I think you should prioritize your fan base having fun over the pro players at the pro circuit, in my opinion. I think, in my opinion, that is what should have been, and they didn't bring much new costumes. You only got like Mecha Zangief, which was not that much. And months went by and we were not getting anything, and it was about time where Alex came out. Now, Alex was a character that, again, an interesting pick because he was like the protagonist of Street Fighter 3, and a lot of people like him, a lot of people didn't really care about him, but Capcom came out and made Alex crazy cool. They went for the gimmick where he was kind of like being viewed as a heel, and they went ham. Like, to say that Alex was one of the characters that received the most love in this game would be an understatement, because he gets 2 different themes, he have 4 different level 3 variations, he have 2 different level 2s. Alex have so much love being put into him to the point where like other characters should feel jealous. It was actually really cool. Unfortunately, we didn't get much new costumes as well, just like a DJ and Elena costume, but at least Alex was kind of cool, and they did bring a balance patch with Alex. Now, when it comes to the competitive aspect, Alex is weird. Like, I can't honestly tell to this day if Alex is good or not. In the Punk tier list video, he said that Alex is Alex tier, and I believe it. Alex to me is the Armika of Street Fighter 6. He's a character that just goes brawler and just does whatever and hope for the best. Unfortunately, that is how like most of the Alex players are playing him right now. That seems to be like kind of like the dominant strategy. Now, Alex is a grappler. We know that Capcom doesn't love grapplers. They don't love when they're good. So, like, it's probably as good as it's gonna get for Alex, but like, competitively speaking, he still have not left much impact, and I don't know if he's gonna. It's really hard for a grappler, and again, if you wanna go for a grappler in this game, Zangief is still your best bet, but Alex he kind of is bringing the crazy tier, the kind of like he's the Armika of Street Fighter 6, if that makes sense to you, right? Where the character just defies all logic of tiers list and character placement and matchups. Anything can happen, like just like pro wrestling, anything can happen when it comes to Alex. And obviously we had the huge controversy with Alex and his story, and that kind of overtook everything, that I kind of like destroyed a lot of the hype around Alex, unfortunately. Yeah, like he's interesting. And I think he's the first grappler that Capcom brought since they started doing DLC for this game, and I think it's about time that we got to see grapplers. But yeah, until now, Alex haven't really left that much impact, and that leaves us with Ingrid. I still don't know why people had the controversy around Ingrid. I honestly still don't know. I mean, she seems kind of fine to me. But I would say gameplay wise, Ingrid certainly left the least impact on me. I mean, I guess the way her projectiles work and how they wanna make her like a zoner with a projectile that's kind of like hard to parry, that's kind of interesting, but to me that's about it. Like her level up system and just the way her kit in general works doesn't wow me. Like, I know that maybe there are guys out there that absolutely love Ingrid. I think she's perfect, but for me, I don't know. Like, I didn't see craziness brought to the game. I didn't see something that just blows my mind and think that this is something that is crazy and completely new. And with Ingrid came an update to the game that it was kind of huge, but again it was like something that was targeting very specific set of players, and it was like the avatar battle and that having matchmaking and stuff. And I guess that is a cool update, but I feel like if you cared about that stuff, you probably was playing in the Battle Hub avatar battles anyways. Honestly, this is not an area that I cared about that much, if I'm being completely honest, but it's a cool feature at least. Like, I'm glad that they are bringing in something new for everyone, but I feel like between Ingrid and between that, this left a lot of the traditional Street Fighter fans that just want more costumes for the existing characters, that want more classic characters, or at least reimagination of these classic characters in ways that are more unique and interesting, kind of like what they did with Alex and Sagat. Not as satisfied, because someone like me at the end of the day, and I know there are others, Ingrid is not for them and they don't really play the avatar battle, so they've been left kind of wanting more. And obviously this follows up with the year 4 that brings all new characters. So after all, I will say year 3 started out extremely strong. Unfortunately, Capcom was not able to sustain that momentum, and with the lack of the World Tour updates going forward and the lack of returning characters to the year 4 pass, and we don't know what's gonna happen with adding new mechanics or adjustments to the game, the year 3 kind of didn't end as strong as I wish it did. They started out very strong. Unfortunately, I feel like they ran out of gas by the finish line. So I will say year 3 overall, I would rate it a 6 out of 10. And in terms of the characters and their impact and overall presentation, everything, Sagat is certainly the standout. He's the best one by far. And then comes Alex and Viper for me in about the same place, and Ingrid in the final place. But I think Street Fighter need to do a little bit more for its players in the upcoming years. Anyways, what are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? I would love to hear your thoughts all about it in the comment section below. We'll be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.